Hey everyone, my name is Chelsea and this is my everyday makeup routine. Well, I don't use this every single day, but it's definitely my go-to. So I already moisturized my face with my Acne Dot Boring Moisturizer, and I'm also priming my face with my Hourglass Veil Mineral Primer. I love this primer because it's good for people like me who have oily skin, and it really makes my makeup last all day long and mattifies my face. Another mattifying product that I'm using is my Loreal Infallible Pro-matte foundation. I love this foundation because first of all, it keeps me matte, and second of all, it's pretty full coverage. I use the color Natural Beige 105 for reference, and I'm using that with my F80 brush by Sigma. I used to use a beauty blender, but I noticed that with a brush, it definitely gives way more coverage. And I also noticed that you need to use moisturizer with this foundation, because if not, it won't go on smoothly. I barely have dry patches on my face, but I do sometimes get a little dry, like around my chin and around like the bottoms of my cheeks. And if I don't use a moisturizer, it'll definitely go on really ugly and patchy. And now I'm going on with another layer of foundation just on areas that I need extra coverage. And with these areas, I like doing a patting motion just like I would with my beauty blender, because it just packs on the extra product and it doesn't just drag it around. So doing this is just going to add more coverage, and it's not going to make it look like it's dragging all over the place. It's just going to keep that product exactly where you want it. Now I'm bringing in my beauty blender, and I'm using my favorite concealer, which is a MAC Pro Longwear in NC20. I love using this for under my eyes because yes, it's a little thick, but it's definitely going to cover your under eyes. And I use like a motion like if it was a triangle, but I like to bring it all the way up so it just really brings up my eyes. Now I'm bringing in a yellow highlighter, well, a cream one, and I'm using the LA Girl Pro Conceal in obviously the color yellow. And I like to put this down the bridge of my nose, under my eyes, my chin, and my forehead to equally balance out the highlighting on my face. Like I said, I like doing the whole motion of the triangle under my eyes, but I like to bring it up so that, again, it brings up my eyes. Now I'm gonna set all the yellow highlighting with my Kat Von D Shade Light palette. I use a yellow color. Yes, I use a yellow color in Lyric. I love it because it's very lightweight, but at the same time, it's very pigmented. Now I'm going to put very little of my Laura Mercier translucent loose powder all around my face. I used a very mattifying foundation, but if I don't use this, it won't set my face and it'll just move around and not look cute. Next, I'm going to use, I showed that so weird and so ugly, I'm sorry. I'm bronzing my face with my favorite powder, which is a True Match in N8 Cappuccino. Now, you're probably like, why aren't you using a regular bronzer? Well, bronzers break me out, so I like using this powder because number one, it's meant for all your face, so it's very matte. Number two, because it's meant for all your face, it's a very blendable. And the number one thing I love when I'm bronzing my face is that it's blendable. And then on top of all that, it has warm, cool, and neutral shades, so you can find the perfect bronzing color for you. Cool tone bronzers look super weird on me. It just makes my skin look really ashy. So the only time I like using like gray tone ashy bronzers is when I'm contouring. Now I use the gray one from Kat Von D in the color Subconscious, and it just gives my face very natural, like shadows of contour. Like if you use one that's way too orange, it's not gonna look like a natural contour. Like bronzing and contouring is so different. So bronzing, you just really want to warm up the face, and then contour, you want to add that shadow to your face that really just, I guess, sculpts it out. Well, I'm not even that big of a contour, obviously. So now we're going to go on to the eyes, and I'm going to prime it with my Nars Pro Prime smudge proof eyeshadow base. Wow, it's super long. But anyways, I love using this because it's good for oily eyelids, and it keeps my eyeshadows on all day long. So now I'm going to put my MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot, and I'm going to put this with my Deluxe Crease Brush by Real Techniques. And this is really going to cancel out any discoloration on my eyelids, and it's also going to make my eyeshadows pop. I don't use this alone as a primer because it just doesn't work well with my oily skin. So that's why I put the primer and then I put this on top to really just even everything out. So now we're fleeking the brows. No, I'm just kidding. Now we're doing our brows. I already started on the other one. And I'm using my Anastasia dipbrow pomade in medium brown with the Anastasia brush in 15. And all I did was I outlined the bottom, then the top, and then I just blend in the product so it doesn't look too like in your face. So as you can see, the beginning of my brows are very sparse. So I like to take my Milani my Brow Fix Brow Kit, and I take the medium brown in the middle of the palette, and I like to put that in the beginning, and then I get a fatter angled brush, and I use the darker shade for the rest of my brow. The reason I do this is so it gives me a very gradient effect, and it goes with the natural waves of my brows. It first starts sparse, and then it goes to darker colors. So I like to use powder so it just looks really natural. Then I like to clean up the bottom of my brows with my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer again. Do not do this on the top because it's not going to look, natural. I only do it on the bottom because I'm going to put powders over it. I don't like to do it on top of the brows because it just won't go with the rest of my foundation. Then I'm setting the whole eye, the paint pot, the concealer, everything with just a color that goes with the color of my skin. Now I'm going to take the Too Faced Chocolate Bar Palette and I'm going to take the color Salted Caramel with a blending brush from Sigma E40, and I'm just going to place that on my crease. Now I'm not really doing this in any uniform way. I'm just going with the shape of my eyes and I'm just placing this to really warm it up. So after I blend out like crazy, I'm going to take my Sigma E55 and my Lorac Pro palette, the first one, and I'm going to take the cream shade. I'm just going to pat that on the top of my lid. I don't use the one from the chocolate bar because I don't think it's as pigmented as this one. And I don't know, I just love the Lorac palette. I can't stop using it. So now from the chocolate bar, I'm going to use the color Milk Chocolate with my Real Techniques base shadow brush, and I'm just going to really define my crease with it. Okay, it's thundering like crazy in the background, but yeah, I'm just going to keep doing that, keep blending it, and then I'm going to just take a little bit more from my Lorac, the cream color, to just really stand that out. So now for the brow bone, I'm going to take my Real Techniques shading brush and I'm going to use the color White Chocolate from the chocolate bar, and I'm just going to place that under my brow. And then I'm going to get my blending brush and just blend my crease so that everything just looks well blended. For my wing liner, I'm going to use my Maybelline Master Precise liner in black. And what I do is I make like the line and then I connect it with the rest of my liner, if that makes absolutely any sense. What I like about this liner is its fine tip. If you use the Kat Von D Trooper, it's very similar, except this one's just not as matte. But I think because I'm using all matte eyeshadows, it just gives a little more attention to the eyes, and I really like it. Now that we have the liner, I'm going to take this e.l.f. eyeshadow brush. It's just a very flat brush, and I'm going to take Semi-Sweet from the chocolate bar. I'm really going to define that crease. Now that I have the line, it just makes it much easier to see exactly where I want to place that dark shadow, keeping it at the ends to just really elongate and kind of open the eyes a little bit. Now with my pencil E30 brush from Sigma, I'm going to take Salted Caramel under the eyes as well as Milk Chocolate at the ends so that the eyes don't look as top heavy. Just balances the whole look out. In doing that, I always get the powder in my eyes, as you can tell. I'm trying to look cute doing it, but it's not cute. It freaking hurts. Then I'm going to take my white liner from Rimmel and I'm going to put that on my bottom lash line. From a girl who always used to use black on her lash line, don't be scared to use white. It really opens up the eyes, and if you use the right white, it's going to look really nice. Now I'm going to curl my lashes with my Revlon curler, and I'm going to use my mascara. Now as you can see, I'm not lucky here, it freaking broke, and I'm here trying to fix it, but we're just going to roll with the punches, and I'm going to use my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. Other than it breaking, I love this mascara because it just makes my eyes really fluttery, and it just, I don't know why, but it feels just so smooth on my lashes. And I applied 2 coats. Now I'm using my tried and true L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black. I love using this on my bottom lashes. It just really brings them out and it makes them very doll-like. I'm also going to use some mascara on the top of my lashes, but something that I've been doing, if you notice, like if you're an avid fake eyelash user, you notice that the ends are always very thick and wispy. So I like to put the mascara on the ends of the eyes, and then I do the rest of my lashes just so that it blends out. But I just put extra coats at the end of my lashes to bring that cat eye look to my lashes. For my inner corner, I'm going to use a Stila smudge crayon in Kitten, and I like using crayons and liners for my inner corner just because they last longer than powders. And I'm going to use this little baby brush from Real Techniques called the Accent Brush. Now for blush, I'm going to take this Warm Pink by Tarte in the color Fearless. And what I do is I do it in a diagonal, 2 inches away from your nose to the tops of your cheeks instead of the apples of your cheeks. Because if you do the apples of your cheeks, it just looks really rounded, and this is just really going to elongate your face. Now I added for highlighting a blush topper, and then I'm going to highlight my face with my Becca Champagne Pop, which is a Jaclyn Hill highlighter, as all you guys know. I absolutely love it. I got super happy. It has a peach undertone, and I use it on the tops of my cheeks, my nose, and my inner corners. I really love it. I did notice that dot of mascara, but what I did was I let it dry, and then I take a Q-tip, I roll it, and it comes right off. So if that ever happens to you, let it dry first and then you use that and it comes right off. Now I'm contouring my nose. I actually like doing this before my mascara, but I forgot. I use my Maybelline Fit Me Shine Free Foundation Stick, and I love it because it's very powdery and it's not going to look weird on top of creams. As you can see, I was like, oh my god, this looks so weird. But I'm going to use my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush, and I'm going to first blend up and down, and then this is going to create the shape that I want, and then I'm going to blend on the sides of my nose so it can really just thin out my nose. For lips, I'm actually going to prime my lips with my MAC Prep and Prime, and then I'm going to take MAC Angel, and I'm going to dab that, not just, smear it on my lips because I don't want it to be too pink. And then I didn't know which lip gloss I was going to pick, and I really love Bite Rabutan, but I wanted something that was just going to nude it out and not make it look too pink. So I used Fortune Cookie by NYX, and this is their butter glosses. I love them. So that it doesn't look too powdery, I'm going to take my Fix Plus, and then I'm going to notice and be like, ew girl, that looks too crazy. But it does dry up, and that concludes my tutorial. I hope that you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you'd like, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!